So I'm here to talk about self-learning. So every human being is a self-learner. I think everyone knows that by birth, everyone is having observation skills as well, some natural skills. We can hear the sounds naturally, right? As well, if you remember how you learned your mother tongue, it's a natural process, right? And once if you remember how you learned the walking, these are all learned by you as in the natural process of way, right? And whereas coming to the school education, children are struggling to learn the languages as well subject contents too, because they are not going in a natural process, right? Now, if a child can read, write, and speak any one of the languages, he can extend that knowledge to learn other languages too. For that, child needs some training towards self-learning. It has to start at least in the high school level. I would like to talk about it a little bit deeper regarding the self-learning. What actually is self-learning? It's a process of learning independently by available resources and experiences, nothing but learning by doing. So recently, I came to know that the textbooks are not meant for the teachers. They are meant for the students. They can read and understand the textbook contents. But what the teacher has to do? The teacher can extend that knowledge beyond the textbook level. And the teacher has to play a facilitator and in the guideship role in the learning process. Whereas it is not happening in the regular class. So what the children do in the class is they learn the few concepts and they by heart, and they even practice few model papers and they write in the examinations and they get good marks. And the surroundings made them to do like that. Because since decades we are following the mark system rather than the knowledge system. So whereas in the universities like prestigious central universities and IITs, the students get the primary information from the professors and they go to libraries, they refer the library books and the textbooks, even the author written by authors and articles. They do research over the course duration and they present the thesis also. There they are becoming self-learners at the age of 20 plus. But this thing has to be done in the school level itself. Once if it is done in the school level, the base of the education becomes stronger than the before days. This is high time to think about the self-learning. Because as we all know, every child is individual and he has different individualities and different abilities. And if you see, no two children can learn in the same manner, then how can a teacher, single teacher can teach entire 40 people in the group of class? As we are talking about all the individual differences, still we are continuing the same procedure of teaching. Something went wrong, right? There is something wrong. Every teacher has to think about it, and the child too. Because child has to learn himself, and he has to discover his own knowledge. But what happens in regular class is, even as a math teacher, if I go to class, I start explanation. I'm doing the problems on the board. I fill entire the board with chalk piece. And I ask my children, my beloved children, I ask one question. Children, did you understand? And they say, yes sir, we understood. Then I feel happy. And even once again when I'm erasing that board, I put all the chalk bits dust onto me, and again, once again, I will ask the question, same question. Children, did you understand? They again say, yes, sir, we understood. Again, I feel happy, and by clearing all the dust, I feel that, yes, I did a great job. I explained very extraordinarily. This is my feeling every time when I'm erasing the board. But the studies, the researchers are saying that a child can learn 5% by the lecture method, and 10% by reading books, and 20% from the video content, and 50% in the group discussions, and 75% in the learning by doing, like experiments, and 90% when they teach. Now tell me, who has to teach in the class actually? Then what's going in the class? So who is gaining the knowledge in the lecture class? Teachers are gaining the knowledge because they are teaching. They are experiencing the things and they are gaining the knowledge so that they are remembering the concepts throughout the life. If it is done by child, what happens? Definitely he learned 90% of the content, right? So, in the class, who is most energetic? Children. Who is most experienced? Teachers. The teacher has to utilize the children's energy in converting the knowledge and engaging the children in the discourse and the knowledge by making groups or providing an activity or by self-learning methods called student-centered education. Right? So, unfortunately, it is not happening in the regular classes because no one knows about it. Everyone thinks that education is nothing but going to school and sitting in the class, and the teacher comes and takes a lesson and writing some notes and going to home. Again, we have to do some homework and coming to school, again submit to teacher and teacher gives some marks. So this continues throughout the education process. And then everyone thinks this is the education. Unfortunately, it is not the education. Not only that, even as we discussed, we are talking about child-centric methods, but no one is following the child-centric methods because it is very tough task to implement in the classroom because somebody has to take the initiation. There are many challenges has to face a teacher. A teacher wants to implement the self-learning methods in the classroom. Definitely he needs to bear some headaches because going with the flow is very simple, but going against the flow, little bit tough task, and everyone criticize, no one encourage, and no one supports. Even parents start complaining, and even your management too. But once if you take the initiation, you can do that. And to make children as self-learners, you have to provide some opportunities, like you can give the activity-based homework as well. So there are many, there is much content already kept in the YouTubes and websites, in the apps, ready-madely. You can use that material which is already prepared by somebody or by you in the children leisure time. And whereas coming to the classes, at least minimum 3 to 5 extraordinary children definitely there. You can assign some group of children to them, then they discuss and they learn and they discover the knowledge, and obviously as we discussed, 50% they learn through the discussions, and those who are teaching, they learn 90% of the content, right? This is child-centric education. As well, if you give a homework, children don't do. Why? Because given by you as a teachers, right? Instead of that, if you train the children, put their own targets daily basis, they habitate to learn the things. That leads to have a great goal, because if they plan every day, definitely they habitate to learn the new things regularly. That makes them to have a great goal. So, but it is little bit tough task as we discussed, because going with the flow is very simple, going against the flow little bit tough task. And not only that, the teacher must be expertised in the self-learning process, and he needs some training, and he is also able to monitor the children, because if you don't monitor the children, actually it's extremely tough task, because the children may misuse the opportunity which is given by you. Because if you arrange the groups, you have to move here and there, and you have to control them. It is not an easy task as you expected. So because of this reason, teachers are habituated to go with their traditional method, again coming to the board and start writing. This is very easy task to them. To overcome all these challenges, we have to plan in advance in a proper manner. The proper action plan, we have to take that. There are many advantages in the self-learning. So many are thinking about communication skills, right? As earlier speakers have told, 21st century skills like critical thinking, problem solving, and communication skills, and moreover discovering the knowledge. When it comes to the self-learning, only it is possible, not in the regular teaching methods like which we are following now, right? So Brunner, the medical scientist, says that if we arrange the content in the proper order, any child can learn every content irrespective of their ages and the classes. So what the teacher has to do? The teacher has to take the role of arranging the content in the proper order as per the children's ability and the learning interest. Then they can learn much better than the regular processes. When we involve the children in the self-learning, definitely they involve, they discuss, they learn, they explore, and even they discover the knowledge, and they become the leaders, the future leaders. This is very helpful to the nation building. I hope these self-learning methods helps a better learning than our previous methods. Thank you.